party all right. Performing that hit After Party right now on the 106 in Park stage. Make some noise for Koffee Brown, y'all. Yeah.
106 in Park, what's the deal? I go by the name of DJ Chaos. We about to set the after party off with Koffee Brown.
Yeah. Come on,
Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all know this thing with me? Take a little time and talk about it.
What up guys, Ali here, and welcome to the channel. Now before I get started, make sure to add me on IG at Ali Talks Music, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. In the late 90s to early 2000s, Arista Records was acquiring new talent. The R&B neo-soul lane was becoming increasingly popular, so the label decided to add a duo called Koffee Brown to their roster. The duo consisted of Falante Fons Moore and a female singer named Vernell, also known as V. Both artists were discovered by Naughty by Nature's KG alongside RL of Next. Before becoming a duo, V was already active in the music industry. She was a neighborhood friend of KG and performed backup for high-profile artists such as Next and Case. She also had the opportunity to share the spotlight with highly acclaimed artists such as Mary J. Blige and Faith. Falante Moore, who was popularly known as Fonz, was not just a musician but also a blessed songwriter and producer. Eventually, he came in contact with Next lead singer RL, and in an attempt to gain recognition, they started performing in small venues around the city. They gradually moved from being music partners to tight friends. Their bond was so tight that they made a pact to always help each other out, with Fonz once saying, "RL would tell KG about me here and there," until one day KG decided to put Koffee Brown together. After taking a look at most R&B acts at the time, KG noticed that most R&B acts were solo. He noticed that when people get together for coffee, they discuss intimate details of their life. Going for coffee is an intimate experience, and was the foundation for the group's name and sound. That's when it hit me. When everyone needs to talk, no matter how big or small the conversation, they'd always say, "Let's get together for coffee." And that is what Koffee Brown does. They get together and discuss love in its entirety. With the help of KG, Fonz and V were able to audition for Clive Davis of J Records, and they did so separately. After being captivated by both artists, Clive decided to put the two artists together. After that, it seemed like the both of them were about to achieve everything that they had been dreaming for. Things looked promising for a brief moment. Their career was on the rise, but as we all know by now, they were only able to drop one official studio album before they disappeared from the limelight. So the question is, what happened to Koffee Brown? Even though the duo formed in 1997, it wasn't until 3 years after that they released their debut album. The project took a long time to make, however this didn't mean that they remained still for that time period. They were hard at work. They did various collaborations and took 2 years to record their debut album. The same year they were formed, they appeared on Next album, Rated Next, and Naughty by Nature's album, 1999, Nature's Fury. During the period of 1999 and 2000, they worked on their album, and when asked why it took so long, they said they wanted things to be right and were very precise about the music and songs. The worst thing an artist can do, especially their first time out, is go into the studio and try to record in a few months. It takes time. Plus, I'm a perfectionist. After 2 long years, they finally decided they were ready to show the world who and what they were about. By the close of 2000, they released their first single titled After Party. After its release, it shot up to number 44 on the Billboard Hot 100, which was a fair success for the newbies. The single also made its way to the Hot R&B Hip-Hop Singles charts and clinched the number 10 spot. In my opinion, After Party is a classic record. I know people who have no idea who Koffee Brown is, but when After Party gets played on the radio or in the club, they know the song word for word. The single's lifespan on the charts was long-lived. It stayed on the charts for a total of 29 weeks, which is a massive success for the duo. After Party was widely accepted for its smooth jazzy dance vibes and was later spotted on their debut album as one of the album's highlights. After the success of their debut single, Koffee Brown's buzz was beginning to grow, and they became known for their unique style of soulful R&B mixed smoothly with mild funk rhythms with a sprinkle of gospel. Eventually, the duo had to show improve by releasing their debut album. In the early 2000s, Koffee Brown released their first and later what would become their last album, Mars vs. Venus. Due to the success of their first single, the album did okay on the charts. It peaked at number 32 on the US Billboard 200 and sold about 40,000 copies in the first week. Now, the project wasn't a smash on the Billboard 200, but it excelled even more on the Billboard Top R&B and Hip Hop Albums chart, as it took the number 7 spot on the chart. Now, if you've listened to the album, you can tell that Mars vs. Venus is an album based on romance. The album explores the bittersweet journey of romantic relationships from the perspective of both genders. Initially, the duo wanted to focus on love ballads more. They wanted to stick to one lane. However, it was KG's idea for them to do other things. People will be able to relate because it's basically about relationships. When the project first got underway, the original idea was mainly to do love ballads, but then KG decided to go in the opposite direction, and that meant getting into the nitty-gritty of relationships. Now, from a business perspective, Mars vs. Venus was not a commercial success. It did okay as far as sales go, but failed to bring in huge numbers. This is probably another reason why they didn't release another album. However, there's more to the story. Now, after becoming stars in their own right and being set up for greatness, things started to take a drastic turn for the duo. They were later faced with legal issues as they were sued by another artist, claiming the name Koffee Brown is already taken. Now, this created a huge pause in their careers, and eventually their record label decided to put the duo on the back burner until they sorted out their legal issues. They never did. At this point, it seems like everything they had been working for and all the work that they put in was in vain, because as soon as Mars vs. Venus ran its course, Koffee Brown somehow disappeared from the music industry. Since then, there has been inconclusive details about the whereabouts of V and Fonz and what actually led to their fatal fallout. It was during this time that their label came to a halt, and so did their 3-album deal. On other accounts, even before the lawsuit, there were rumors that Fonz and V were in a relationship. After the relationship didn't work out, the desire to work together went cold. Now, there's more to the story, and I'll get to that in a bit. KG, during an interview, gave another side to the story and pointed out that the group didn't quite get along even before they came out. There was tension in the group. V and Fonz did not get along at all, and thus they had a hard time working together. According to KG, he felt like the label somehow sensed the problems between Fonz and V and decided not to invest in their situation because it could blow up at any second. Plus, Fonz and V had a lawsuit on their hands. Arista at the time had its own problems to deal with. In an interview with KG, it was drawn out that he's still in touch with V and she kept doing her thing for a while. At the time of the interview, KG revealed that she and Jaheim tried working on a project. They talked about it for a while, and after that, the whole project went cold. KG tagged it as a great project that never saw the light of day. According to KG, I talked to V here and there. She's still out there doing her thing. I saw her not too long ago, and she talked about potentially doing something with Jaheim. They had talked about it a while ago, but we never made it happen. That was just one of the ones that I'm still salty about to this day. I felt like, and not just because it's my work, I felt it was a great project. It didn't get the opportunity to really get out there and touch the people the way that not only I felt, but the genre of R&B deserved. Part of it was self-inflicted. The group didn't really get along, even before it came out. To be honest, I think Arista kind of sensed that and felt that, and knew it probably wasn't going to go too far, so they didn't go too far with it. It was already imploding internally.
Just want to get a few words as far as what you're working on now, your new projects and things of that nature.
Well, I'm working on my own single. I'm working on a single will actually be out in about 2 months, and then I'm working on a solo album by for just me this time.
All right, so for people that want to get more in touch with V, I know everybody know about that Koffee Brown thing, but for people that want to get more in tune with you as a solo artist and things of that nature, you want to give them the platform to where you can be reached at?
Savvy Marketing. You can go to Savvy Marketing and you can hear anything that you want to hear, pictures, anything is all there for you.
Apart from the lawsuit being the major reason for the group's fading, there have been other unverifiable accounts of things that occurred that led to their disbandment. According to the rumors, Fonz was exposed as being gay. He was also said to be in a gay scandal that brought bad publicity for Arista. Bad publicity is always bad for business, and therefore Fonz had to be let go. Eventually, the publicity of the scandal got so bad that Arista Records had to pull the plug on the whole project. The scandal was mentioned in a book about DL brothers and sisters in the music industry. According to the book, Fonz was caught up in a gay scandal while on a promotional tour, and this caused Arista to eventually do what they needed to do. The book was titled Hidden in Hip Hop. Rumor has it now that V left the music industry to settle for being a school teacher. As for Fonz, not much has been heard about him after the group broke up. Even though the group's lifespan was short-lived, they did and achieved a lot in the little time frame that they had. Koffee Brown was a concept like no other, and they were way ahead of their time. Koffee Brown gets about 160,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and their most popular songs on the platform are after party, and the weekend thing. That's it for me, man. It's your boy Ali. What happened to Koffee Brown in your opinion? Let me know down below. If you have any video requests, be sure to let me know as well. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Subscribe if you like the video. Till next time, peace.